This game is rated T for ages 13 and up. For more information, please go to esrb.org.
Hello everyone, Gunvolt here, but you can call me KV. Welcome to a special bonus episode of Let's Play Luminous Avenger X. You may be wondering, why are we doing this? Well, I wanted to show what Copen could be like if he had almost all of his abilities enabled, so this is off of my main save file. Also, I wanted to re-record to see if I could finally get my capture card to be at the best settings possible so that it actually would work. And what I learned is that I'm dumb, and if you have a solid-state drive that is your main hard drive for your computer, you should probably be recording to that first, and then put the footage over onto your hard disk drive. There we go. Anywho's, I know we're going pretty fast, but this is going to be a fast video. It's kind of a supplementary bonus for everyone to see of just doing the final stage again and me going ham on the maneuverability and controls in the game because it's just a lot of fun. And I was handling it mostly like serious throughout the rest of the Let's Play, but this is basically, here's me showing off. Obviously, not the best look, because that's very arrogant, but also I just wanted to have some fun. And hey, we get to see some more of this game. It's a great game. If you haven't picked it up yet, highly recommend you do so. And hey, the sequel is coming out very soon. So while we finish up Rebellio here, I think it's actually worth mentioning that the sequel has confirmed that a lot of the techniques that I use right now in this video won't be viable in that particular game. Copen is not going to be as bouncy as he was in this game, which is a bit of a shame, but it is going to be an interesting learning curve when we get to that game eventually. Or when I get to that game. Up next is obviously Stella. Everything's gonna go okay here, I'm sure. Oh, I had to get on the right thing. So this ability to like keep dashing into folks will not be as prevalent in the sequel, from what I understand right now. The sequel is looking it's going to have a lot of cool stuff in it, and I am really looking forward to that. But also, this song is amazing, and we're listening to it one last time. And if you notice, I was basically able to stop Stella completely from doing her one attack that incapacitates us for a little bit. Like, this is the power of when you have all the abilities enabled for Copen, where you just basically can go absolutely nuts and do a ton of damage all the time. Also, I am not trying to dodge that, but as you see, I have a ton of health, so it's not like it matters that much. I really wanted to redo this recording just so I could see this footage going in the best possible manner as it could, because again, the sprite work in this game is phenomenal. And one thing I've definitely learned from doing this Let's Play is Inti Creates really puts in a lot of detail kind of everywhere. There is not a single frame where there isn't some kind of movement happening in this particular game, which is insane. I realize it is a sprite-based game, and so that might be quote-unquote easier to some people, but what they're able to do here, it makes me really miss sprite-based games overall, because there's a lot of cool things you can do with sprites, and I feel like this really, really shows what you can do. And I feel like too many companies have been basically like, no, we gotta go 3D, and you don't have to. Sprites are fine. Why not just use sprites? Oh well. Anyways, it's Krim. I don't like Krim, so we're just gonna kick his butt. You'll notice that I stopped using the weakness weapon on some of these bosses, and the reason for that is I wanted to get my kudos up as high as possible, so we're not only going to be doing like crazy stunts all over the place, we're also going to be going for the highest amount of kudos I've ever gotten in a single stage in Luminous Avenger X. So that's going to be fun, I'm sure. The one thing I know specifically about the sequel that I really enjoy right now is the main theme song, which is called Command Prompt. If you haven't heard it yet, you should go look it up. There is a whole music video that they did with Mayu Mineta, who is the voice of Lola, and it's really, really cool and really cute, and I really hope that the particular costume that she got to wear for that video is a costume that Lola gets to wear in the actual sequel game. There's still a lot coming out about the sequel at this time. I think by the time this video goes up, there might be even more information out there. Apparently, there's going to be another Kohaku-like character in the game, even though Kohaku's already confirmed to be in the game. I guess of the things I know at the time of this recording, which is November 24th, is that Copen's back, Kohaku's back, Lola's back, we have some new medical robots whose name I forget, but I think she had kind of an odd name. That's why I forgot it. But we have to get out of the isekai, which is where Copen and Kohaku and Lola are. And we have to battle a bunch of robots, because there's nothing but robots in this particular world. Which, tinfoil hat theory, makes me think Mega Man ZX. It obviously cannot be, because Capcom owns the license to Mega Man, but still, with a lot of the areas they've shown off, and a lot of the, like, a lot of the gameplay mechanics in the stages, it makes you kind of go, oh yeah, this looks like such and such from Mega Man ZX. This looks like such and such from Mega Man ZX. And I've really kind of hampered home, at least in previous Gunvolt games, I feel like this is an evolution of where Mega Man ZX would have gone if that series had continued at Capcom. If you're not familiar, like, here's my whole story of Inti Creates. I knew of them back when they were doing contract work for Capcom. If you're not familiar, Inti Creates was formed around 95-96 of the previous century. I say previous century, it sounds amazing, but it was like, you know, 25 years ago? Yes, 25 years ago. I can math. A lot of them were former Capcom staff. In fact, a good chunk of the team worked on Mega Man X2 before they went to form Inti Creates. And I want to say some of them also worked on other Mega Man games as well, depending on when they joined the team. Most of their work was Japan only, until they did their contract with Capcom in the early 2000s, where they were contracted to do the Mega Man Zero series. So Mega Man Zero and Mega Man ZX are all Inti Creates. They also would go on to do Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10 as traditional Mega Man games for the Mega Man brands. So they've done a lot of cool work, and while the Mega Man Zero games were considered extremely difficult when they were initially released, they were solid games. And what I liked is the Mega Man ZX series was kind of, it took a little bit of a backpedal off of the difficulty and gave you a more interesting experience, as well as getting to play as humanoid characters for the first time in the Mega Man series. I don't know much about Legends, so unless Legends are also considered humanoid. Legends is weird. So I really got on board with their games with Mega Man ZX, and the sequel, Mega Man ZX Advent, is actually my favorite Mega Man game ever made. So, unfortunately, what happened is that they did get contracted by Capcom to go and work on Mega Man 9 following Mega Man ZX Advent, and then they would do that again with Mega Man 10. And then the crap year hit Capcom, where they had to basically kind of abandon everything Mega Man related, and that also pretty much ended the contract term of Inti Creates with Capcom. I don't know how it ended as far as, like, formalities and all that, but I'm going to assume that there was just a bad stuff going on at Capcom, and they couldn't support Inti Creates as being a contract dev for them anymore. Sucks, but that's how it goes sometimes. So, when they eventually announced a Zero Striker Gunvolt in 2014, it was basically a return to form for them, at least to me, because they were continuing on the action-oriented gameplay style that they had really hit in their stride with the Mega Man ZX series. So I always consider the Gunvolt series as being an evolution of the ZX series. So now, to me, with Luminous Avenger X2 coming out next year and seeing some of the stage types, some of the gameplay mechanics, it does, to me, feel like we've come full circle, and now we technically have our actual Mega Man ZX3. Maybe. Maybe. obviously without the plot stuff, but still, gameplay-wise, I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. Now, obviously, I am just shredding through all these bosses without a care in the world, because this is just fun, this is just frantic, this is how the gameplay is in this particular game, and I love it. It does make me very question how I'm going to enjoy the gameplay in Luminous Avenger X2, because I got so used to this particular gameplay style. But hey, it could surprise me. I've been surprised before. After all, I wasn't a huge fan of having to play as Copen in Gunvolt 2, but once you got used to once you got used to Copen's controls, he was really fun in that game. And while I'm still missing out on playing as GV, because we haven't actually played as GV since 2016, it is cool to see these different gameplay styles being adapted, and using this basically existing IP that has now done decent work for Inti Creates to let them experiment more with different gameplay styles. Which makes me excited as well for Zero Striker Gunvolt 3, which is also set to release in 2022, which will have another new playable character who has a very different gameplay style, which I'm excited to try out as well. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out, and I really love that Inti Creates is just really doing... I'm not trying to, like, steal their thunder or anything, but as they say, the pinnacle of 2D action. Yeah, they kind of have that in the bag. In my opinion, at least. There has also been other games that Inti Creates has done in the interim between a Zero Striker Gunvolt 2 and the upcoming Gunvolt 3. Obviously this game, which is phenomenal, but they did the Blaster Master Zero trilogy, which are all excellent games. They did Mighty Gunvolt Burst, which is another fantastic game. They did Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 1 and 2, which have a bit more of the classic NES-style gameplay mechanics in there, but it's still fun. And they've also done Galgun. I'm kind of iffy on Galgun, so sorry. But hey, if that's your thing, that's totally fine. Alright, so we have just beaten the crap out of the Lola robots, Lola mech, obviously it's the Blade. Now we're back to Meatil, unfortunately, again. It is kind of lame that they have Meatil show up for this boss rush. It's just kind of rude, in my opinion. But hey, it's fine. And I did figure out, Meatil does have a Desperation attack. It's just, if you're really fast enough, you won't see it. Her Desperation attack is healing herself. Whether or not that's her healing herself, or that's the mechanism that her enlarged brain is connected to her healing herself, fantastic question. Let's not think about it anymore, because this boss is disgusting. And I mean that in a literal sense, and also a metaphorical sense, because of, you know, what had to transpire for that boss to even be there. Blech. Anywho's, we're almost at 90,000, 90, well, if we're almost at 90, that'd be incredible, but no, we're almost at 9,000 kudos. Thank you, Gutless Mode. And you may be thinking, well, doesn't Gutless Mode give you kind of like a detractor? You don't get as big of a bonus? You're right. But if you can play the game and just go ham everywhere, you can still do great things in Gutless Mode. So here, off against Asimov one last time. I hope he never comes back, because he's a big jerk. He was a big jerk to Gunvolt and Jewel. He was a big jerk to Copen and Lola, and to Kohaku, and to Blade, and to, you know, all these people who he was just a big jerk to. This guy sucks. Let's have him never show up again, please. Thank you. Well, hey, we get to hear Raison d'Etre again, which is a fantastic song. I love this particular song. Is my favorite of the Lola songs, I'd say, in the first game. Obviously, it's a DLC song, but hey, it's still good. Yeah, get your chains coming out here. It's not going to be that big of a deal. We're just going to wait right here. Everything's fine. And everything should be fine here. And everything should be fine here. And we're even healing right now. So, ha! And let's see, can we get... Ooh, we're super close. Can we get to 10k? There we go, 10k kudos! if your kudos meter is that high, I don't think it matters what difficulty you're not difficulty per se, but mode you're playing on. It could be gutless, it could be cautious, it could be fearless. 10,000 kudos is pretty impressive. Anywho's, as this is the boss rush stage, once again Asimov's gonna be like, hey, guess what? I'm still alive. And that's when we're like, okay, but what if you weren't alive? So we're gonna take care of that right now. Again, thank you so much, Inti Creates, for making this game and this series, essentially. It basically harkens back to why I really enjoyed their particular games when I first played them on my Nintendo DS back in the day with Mega Man ZX. Maybe one day they'll get to do a contract with Capcom again. That would be pretty cool. But, like, the character art, the sprite work in this game, it is sublime. Very good. If you haven't played this game, please, please, please play it. So now with our 10k kudos, we're just gonna beat the crap out of Final Form Asimov, Final Form Demezro, whatever you want to call him. Final Form Big Jerk. Oh yeah, here comes the Lux Calibers. Yeah, if you actually, you know, play the fight a few times and know what's going on, it's like you can dodge things. Unless it's that, in which case I wasn't that good. And hey, for this boss, he has no weakness, so just constantly shooting at him will raise our kudos up like crazy. Alright, 11k. Oh, our multiplier is maxed out, by the way. It's maxed out at 99.9. Alright. Time for his Desperation attack, which of course we know is the Voltaic Chain Meteor. Which, for whatever reason, in the actual Let's Play, I was good at dodging this, but not so much here. And what I mean is, this particular part right here, I just don't have the timing on that down. And then I jumped right into that. But hey, everything else I know how to dodge, so it's all good. Right? Well, no, I hit the wall. Hey, at least I'm healing. But then, I could have dodged that, but then I hit the wall. So good job, me. But I think there's a really epic way we could end this off. So, without further ado, let's get his health down just to the right amounts, and then we're going to call on Lola to do our final attack. Ready? Here we go! Take that, Dismissro! You're gone! For good! We got an extra shredded bonus of 500. Everything's good. He's gone. He's dead for reals this time, hopefully. I hope he's dead for reals. Unless he shows up in the sequel, which will be weird, because it's an isekai. Unless he also got isekai'd. I don't know. But yes, this was just a fun bonus video I wanted to show off. This was basically a test recording that I then am doing an audio commentary to right now after I did the recording. So yeah, this is how the game should look. It should be smooth, buttery, and crisp, just as the devs intended. And of course, what is our ranking that we got for this? Oh, I know the ranking already because I already obviously did the recording, but it's pretty epic. Even in Gutless, guess what you can do? S rank, baby! Alright, well thank you all so much for watching this self-indulgence bonus episode. Hope you're having a good holiday, as I know many places are celebrating holidays that are either ongoing or upcoming. And I will see you all for reals this time on the next Let's Play, for whatever that may be. Although I know what will be, and that Let's Play has actually started recording already. So, I hope you're looking forward to that when that comes out. A huge, once again, shout out to SilverStarSheep for the awesome KV Lola artwork. We'll be seeing some more awesome artwork by her as well in future Let's Plays. So, with that all said, I'll see you all next one. Please have a wonderfully great day. Until then, KV out. Oh no, she's in the wedding dress. Ah.